Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day as usual. To start things off, BitTorrent Inc., operator of torrent client uTorrent, is reportedly in the process of being acquired by TRON founder Justin Sun, Torrent Freak reported on Friday. Earlier this year, Justin Sun had sued BitTorrent Inc., which changed its name to Rainberry last year, for reportedly violating a no-shop clause from a letter of intent he had signed in January. Sun's lawsuit notes that after the letter of intent was signed, BitTorrent's David Chow told Sun that the company had received 3 superior bids from other companies with which they had communicated. Sun's request for a restraining order for BitTorrent to cease communications with other potential buyers was dismissed in court. Torrent Freak writes that at the same time, the exclusivity period of the letter of intent ended at the end of February. Sun had registered a holding company called Rainberry Acquisition. BitTorrent confirmation confirmed with Torrent Freak that the acquisition has not been finalized yet, while Justin Sun has not responded to Cointelegraph's request for comment by press time. Torrent Freak notes that the Tron's mainnet aim to decentralize the web, with torrents mentioned directly in the Tron white paper, align with that of BitTorrent. There's been talk about this for quite some time now, maybe even just about a week or so. This came back into the news. It could potentially be because Tron is launching in a couple of days, so this is kind of the beginning of rumblings for the mainnet launch. Will be very interesting to see if this actually ends up taking place. It seems at this point it's all but a given, but exactly how this will shape Tron and the relationship between Tron and other not torrent websites, but the community in general, because they seem to be doing quite a bit as they get closer to their launch, and I assume this will not stop anytime soon, especially after the project has officially launched. Next up, Charlie Lee is once again in the news. After his tweet yesterday announcing the 51% attack on Bitcoin Gold, Litecoin's Charlie Lee proved the dominance of Litecoin and all altcoins that use script for proof of work. The tweet in question was part of the thread that emerged from Lee's original tweet about the hack. He said, Bitcoin Gold got 51% attacked. Miners have no issue with attacking Bitcoin Gold because if it dies, they could easily switch to mine another coin that also uses equahash proof of work. This is not the case for Bitcoin or Litecoin, where they are the dominant coin for their respective mining algorithms. Someone said something to Lee, and Lee responded with, he said, Litecoin is 99% dominant in script proof of work. Litecoin has network hash rate of 301 terahashes. The next largest non-merged mined script coin Game only has 2 terahashes, less than 1% of Litecoin networks to 51% attack other script coins, but miners won't attack Litecoin and kill their cash chicken. I'm confused by Charlie Lee in just about every single aspect. Some days he's all for Litecoin, other days he's promoting other coins. Other times he says Litecoin is the greatest, most dominant coin out there. No other coin can take it down. And then other days he sells his Litecoin. I don't know what his game is. I don't exactly understand what he's... There's a chicken here. What he's aiming for. But it's kind of... He's like taking a hit on other coins that have been attacked. It's not good that anyone should have a 51% attack, but maybe care more about your own coin first before you attack other projects. I mean, he could have, he might not care for the other forks that have happened. To my knowledge, I don't think there's been a huge amount of Litecoin forks as there has been for Bitcoin, but Charlie Lee is his own person, and let's see exactly where he is in a year. I have a strange feeling that in a year, his position on cryptocurrencies will probably change once again, but I think that's just Charlie Lee. In what I think might be the dumbest news of today, a UK company has acquired the trademark for Bitcoin and has allegedly threatened to bring a lawsuit against a small business that sells Bitcoin-themed shirts. The business owners shared their plight on the Bitcoin subreddit, explaining that today, May 25th, they received a letter from a company claiming to own the UK trademark for Bitcoin. The letter, a redacted version of which the user posted online, further said that the t-shirt business must remove all Bitcoin-themed merchandise from its Etsy store, recall all Bitcoin-related products they have already sold, and deliver their merchandise to the trademark owner. That is insane. Failure to do so, the letter claimed, would result in a trademark infringement lawsuit. I didn't believe it at first, since I knew that Bitcoin and the Bitcoin logo are public domain, and even a similar trademark applied to the US failed, the user wrote. However, as the business owner soon found out, a company called ABC IP Holdings Southwest LLC Limited Liability Company successfully obtained a trademark for Bitcoin last month after initially submitting the application on December 27th, 2017. ABC IP Holdings Southwest LLC is listed as a subsidiary of Monolith Ltd., whose mailing address appears to be a rented mailbox at a London branch of Mailboxes, etc. The firm has only applied for one other trademark, Westworld, presumably due to the association with the HBO show of the same name. The application for this trademark has been published, but it has not yet been examined by the IP office. We know that humans can be greedy. We know that humans, we all do it, have a tendency to try to, make money where we can. I have never heard of anything so greedy in my entire life, except for maybe the whole Mt. Gox thing. To think that you can control or own the word Bitcoin is extremely laughable. I'm not sure how that made it through the entire patent trademark thing, or two, how they weren't the first people to do that a couple of years ago. I'm sure it's passed through people's heads. The fact that they would attack someone who has an Etsy store and tell them to recall everything that has been sold by them and to then send their merchandise to the trademark owner is probably one of the craziest things that we've probably heard over the last couple of months in the cryptocurrency world. The problem is I'm sure this is going to start an avalanche of people trying to trademark other cryptocurrency names. One, please don't do this. And it's not because of a friendly go-lucky manner. I don't think you understand how tribal the cryptocurrency community is. If you attack one person, I've seen other people on forums and other things like that talk about that they plan on attacking someone else because of, the brand name for these coins. Don't think that you can trademark the name Ethereum or Ripple and that people, especially other companies, will not attack you for it. I'm not sure how this got through, but I hope it holds no weight to whoever got attacked through their Etsy store, because I've never heard anything as crazy as this in the cryptocurrency world, like ever. Next up, XRP is in the news. Mobile payments startup UpHold said Thursday that it had completed integration with the XRP ledger to its platform, meaning clients can now have XRP wallet addresses directly through its app. Due to the integration, UpHold clients can now deposit, withdraw, and send XRP tokens to different wallets throughout the app, rather than simply using the platform as a custodian for tokens that customers cannot directly access, according to a press release. UpHold first announced it would be integrating with the XRP ledger in March, when it originally rolled out buy and sell options for the cryptocurrency as previously reported. UpHold has now satisfied an increasing need to provide its members with full access to Ripple's fast-growing ecosystem, the press release stated. The startup chief's revenue officer, Robin O'Connell, called the integration an important milestone, saying the company was the first to make XRP easily available in the US. Coinbase needs to do something. I'm not exactly sure what is taking so long, especially. I know they're waiting for all the regulatory news, but I am extremely happy. Not even that they've added XRP, but the fact that other companies have finally started to come forward and integrate other coins, and they're adding other coins. I'm not still sure why Coinbase holds so much dominance. Not exactly sure at all. If you've been waiting to purchase XRP or looking for ways to purchase XRP, especially, I know a lot of people are actually waiting for Coinbase to list XRP simply so that they can buy it off of Coinbase. It kind of boggles the mind. Use UpHold instead. You're actually able to do everything that you would be able to do on Coinbase, but in many other places. I'm not exactly sure why Coinbase holds so much weight in the community. It kind of is what it is. But yeah, this is still very good news for not only XRP, but for UpHold. I'm sure they're going to receive a lot of business from this. Continuing on, Tron is in the news once again. The Tron mainnet launch is less than a week away, with the current countdown on the Tron website reading 4 days, 15 hours, and 30 minutes. I'm sure it's even less now that I'm making this video. This is a very short time period, but the Tron team is working day and night to make this event a possibility with daily updates on its progress. The current update from Tron team was made by Justin Sun just a few minutes ago from the moment of writing this. In a tweet, Justin highlighted the exchanges that have pledged and prepared to carry out the TRX Tron migration that starts on the 21st of June. More exchanges will be announced with time. So these are the 18 exchanges that will be taking care of this, or will, what's the word? They will help with the supported migration of Tron. It is BitZ or BitZ, as many people have a problem with me saying Z, Buybox, Bittrex, Binance, Bixen, Bitfinex, BitPie, BitThumb, CoinNest, CoinRail, Dragon EX, Liqui, Gate.io, Right BTC, Upbit, ZebPay, BitCop, and BitPie. I had no idea there were so many exchanges with really funny names, but these are the 18 exchanges that will be helping for the, my gosh, why can I not remember what I'm supposed to be saying? For the launch of Tron, these will be the 18 exchanges. There's a lot of news coming out from Tron because they do launch, as they said, in a couple of days. So they're trying to make sure that everyone is prepared for everything when the mainnet launches, because between this, Tron, and EOS, I am all but certain by June 4th, there will be a lot of people who are going to be very upset because people keep putting this off to the last day to figure out where to put their coins and how to register their coins. So hope everyone is up to date, because this is happening very soon. Do not lose your money, because it would not be a good day for you if you did. Next up, South Africa is in the news. The South African Reserve Bank, the central bank of the Republic, has chosen to call digital currencies cyber tokens because they don't meet the requirements of money. This was reported by Bloomberg. Francois Gruppe, Reserve Bank Deputy Governor, explained the position of the bank, saying, "We don't use the term cryptocurrency because it doesn't meet the requirements of money in the economic sense of the stable means of exchange, a unit of measurement, and a stable unit of value. We prefer to use the term cyber token." I don't know why that makes sense, why you would just not call them crypto tokens, or who knows. Cyber token makes it sound like we're living in the year 2500. The Reserve Bank has established a fintech task force to review its stance toward private cryptocurrencies and address regulatory issues in order to develop a relevant policy framework and regulatory system. Gropa said, "We want to ensure or establish whether there is still compliance with the relevant financial surveillance or exchange control regulations. Central banks around the world have approached cryptocurrencies with varying degrees of skepticism and disapproval. But it's nice to hear that they're trying to work towards not integration, but making them legal within the country." I always report things. If anyone is talking about a ban, I'll still report it. But it's nice to hear when central banks are talking about that they're not planning on banning it. They're trying to figure out a way to classify them. South Africa is huge. There's a lot of activity happening in South Africa when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So I don't expect a ban anytime soon unless that's going to completely come from left field. But it's nice to hear that they are working towards making the spot a bit more cushiony, if you will, for people who plan on using cryptocurrencies within the country. Ethereum's co-founder is in the news. Joseph Lubin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, believes the cryptocurrency market should embrace regulators, though he also points out it is vital not to stifle innovation. Lubin, who is at the helm of Consensus with the Y, not to be confused with the other Consensus, welcomes regulators into the cryptocurrency space, both in the United States and in other parts of the world. He made the comments to Bloomberg at Paris's Via Tech Summit. Perhaps his remarks added some relief to the market as the leading cryptocurrencies are currently trading in the green again. I think they still are at the moment. I think they're all up by like 1% or something like that. He said, it is really valuable to have regulations in this space, taking a look at some of the complicated practices in much less regulated situations. So whether it's with respect to cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, should remain unfettered because they have tremendous use cases, or whether it's tokens representing securities or other assets and how this maps into securities law, we're very happy to see the regulators. If Lubin isn't worried about regulation, it's pretty safe to say that the balance of cryptocurrency community shouldn't be either. It's important. The important thing to note is that regulators don't appear to be turning a blind eye to innovation either, which may explain why they haven't responded to the market with some blanket policy or ban like China. I agree on pretty much everything that he's saying. I said before in a video ago that I don't like regulation in general, but I like the idea of regulation in that people should not be able to put in a sell order for $100 million of any coin because it completely destroys the market, as we have seen. And also just on the fact, I understand why people would be concerned about regulations, but I don't think they understand what regulations actually mean. I've read in a couple of forums, I've read around a couple of other places. There are a lot of people. This is why I always say, please do your own research. I don't say this just because I like the sound of my voice. There are a lot of people out there who believe that should some of these coins be securities, or should the government impose regulations that people will literally come to their door and demand to take away their computer or look through their computer. That's not how any of this works. It pretty much all comes down to taxation, and I don't think that a lot of people have realized that yet. This is why I keep talking about regulation in the news. There's not going to okay. We aren't in any crazy dystopian future yet. All of this regulation comes down to taxation and exactly what has to be registered with what, or any of these companies who have made these cryptocurrencies, if they should have done something themselves 3 or 4 years ago. There's not going to be a point where anyone's going to knock on your door, where someone's going to ask you for your money, where they're literally going to probably ask or say, you made $100,000 last year, you have to pay taxes on it. That's as far as it goes. So if the cryptocurrency market has seen any, probably, like we've seen, downtrend because of regulations, it's completely unwarranted, and I want people to understand that. Spread the word to your friends, send them this video, whatever you need to do. A lot of people don't get that regulations aren't going to be something that necessarily hampers the cryptocurrency market, especially in the US. Like, for those who do not know or have never been to the US or have never lived in the US, if the US wants to do something, they usually do it within about a week or a month or something like that. I feel like they actually are trying to find ways to not dampen or stifle innovation in the cryptocurrency world, because the US, like many other countries, they want to stay in power. They like to make money. And this is why they haven't banned cryptocurrencies and why they haven't immediately declared that a lot of these tokens are securities. So like I said, I definitely agree with what he said. And I think a lot of the fear in the market just kind of needs to go away. We've heard from both the two major coins at the moment who are possibly under regulatory scrutiny, Ethereum and Ripple, both say that they welcome it. They don't really fear it. And this is kind of what I think the entire market should be doing. And even more so, the US isn't even the main portion of the market right now. It's Japan and South Korea. So we should literally be more afraid if Japan or South Korea says anything about regulations than the US. But I'm not going to talk forever on this entire part. I'm just glad that someone else finally said it. I think if we got Vitalik over here to say something nice as well, the market would probably inch up by a couple of percent because the market's unreasonable and it does what it wants. Next up, so Singapore is in the news. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, the MAS, has proposed changes to its current regulations, which are expected to lower the market entry for blockchain-related exchanges. According to a report, the MAS, which is Singapore's central bank and financial regulator, has issued a consultation paper in which it is reviewing the current regulatory framework, which has been in place since 2002, which means even though it's only a couple, more or less, years old, it is completely outdated. This is to accommodate the demands of a dynamic financial service landscape. All financial institutions and other interested parties have been invited to submit written comments to the paper by June 22nd of 2018. The authority has stated that the current regulatory framework cannot handle the demands of new business models that rely on emerging technologies. One of these changes is blockchain technology and its related services, referenced in the consultation paper as new business models in trading platforms, including trading facilities that make use of blockchain technology or platforms that allow peer-to-peer trading without the involvement of intermediaries. Singapore thus far, has been fairly open when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Couple of documentaries, if you can find them, rolling around about Singapore and the cryptocurrency space, and they're pretty open. Singapore has been, like many other Southeast Asian countries, has been relatively open to the idea of cryptocurrencies. So it's nice to hear that they are in the process of or are open to revising their laws from 16 years ago, because anything from 2000 to like 2016 is completely outdated at this point when it comes to cryptocurrency. So good job, Singapore. Last up, 51% attacks are all over the news nowadays, especially with Charlie Lee talking about it. A Brazilian researcher has calculated that it could take just $55 million to hack a major cryptocurrency network for $1 billion in profit. Crazy. Hussam Aboud of FECAP or FICAP University in Sao Paulo used the example of Ethereum Classic to demonstrate the hackability of cryptocurrency networks using proof of work algorithms. He said, "We can safely estimate the cost of a 51% attack on Ethereum Classic today to be between 55 to 85 million US dollars, averaging around $70 million. The findings seemingly contradict previously held assumptions that conducting network attacks, successfully 51% attacks to control hash power, is too expensive and would result in making the attacked currency worthless." This has been something that's been floating around for quite a long time. The general idea or rule is that if you want to do a 51% attack, you obviously have to control 51% of the market, but doing so would cost so much money that it just would not be worth hacking the network for. But we've seen smaller coins such as Bitcoin Gold, Verge, and potentially even Ethereum Classic here, that it would not cost that much because there's not as much security as there is on Bitcoin or Ethereum on the larger networks. He said, well, if you have all the hashing power, you're better off mining coins and attacking the network. Aboud summarizing the argument as believing, now, however, the situation is different. With barriers to entry in terms of equipment cost removed and shorting making it possible to achieve considerable profits, he adds, the methods employ a cost calculation model for 51% attacks known as Rendex version 2.0, which removes aspects such as purchasing new equipment in favor of leasing hash power from other proof-of-work coins such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The intention of this article is to raise the awareness of the attack vector so that we can take appropriate measures to increase our network's robustness before it gets exploited. I'm pretty sure there have been a lot of other 51% attacks that we just have not heard about. I hope that no more happen, but like I said in another video, there's a lot of money to be made in cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of I hate the word developing countries. Countries that are not as rich as other countries who have found this is a very easy way to make money. This is if you can combine forces with someone else and push together $55 million in order to make $1 billion, I'm more than certain people are going to do so. It's really a crazy time in life in general because of everything that's going on with cryptocurrencies, but especially when it comes to just how much money there is to be made in the cryptocurrency space. This is not going to stop anytime soon. So let's hope that at least the top 30, 40 coins eventually get it together and have major networks so that we do not see 51% attacks, because these are not good for anyone in the cryptocurrency space, because these only allow news networks to kind of talk about the cryptocurrency sphere or space and exactly, how vulnerable it is and how bad things can be, when we know it's not all that bad, especially if you've been in the cryptocurrency space for quite some time. Alrighty, everyone, that is definitely going to do it for this video. It's the weekend. I'm pretty shocked that we have so much news. We typically don't have any news on the weekends, but I think because so many projects are being launched and so many other things are happening, it's pretty nice to see that the cryptocurrency market and the momentum of the cryptocurrency space is still moving forward. I hope you guys have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, weekend, if you're watching this now. Wherever you might be, I hope it's awesome and amazing. Thank you once again for all the support. I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.